Malaysia dazzles from the moment you arrive. Frangipani in the air, street food sizzling, and the Petronas Towers gleaming above a vibrant city. The streets pulse with life. Women in colorful headscarves, businessmen, families, all woven into a rich tapestry. Ancient rainforests meet futuristic skylines, and the sounds, calls to prayer, coffee shop chatter, temple drums, blend into a unique symphony. Malaysia's magic lies in its blend of cultures: Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous groups living side by side. The best way to understand this place is through its people and their stories, shared over sweet teh tarik and bustling markets. Surprises await everywhere, like stumbling into a festival in historic Malacca, or being welcomed by strangers proud of their heritage. Here, diversity isn't just tolerated, it's celebrated in every meal and festival. You might have a Malay breakfast, Chinese lunch, and Indian dinner, all in one day. This multicultural spirit is Malaysia's soul, a living lesson in harmony. It's a place where different worlds come together to create something beautiful. And within this vibrant setting, you'll find traditions that might seem unfamiliar to outsiders. Let's explore one of the most intriguing, Malaysia's unique marriage laws. As I explored Malaysia, I heard whispers of a custom that intrigued me: polygamy, where a man may have more than one wife. For many outsiders, this seems startling, but in Malaysia, it's a legal and personal reality for some, rooted in faith and tradition. My curiosity grew. How does it work? What do the women think? Why is it allowed? Travel teaches us to listen before judging, and here, polygamy isn't a headline. It's part of real families and their beliefs. The topic is delicate, discussed quietly and with nuance. In Malaysia, marriage can be a community affair, guided by religious and cultural principles. For some, plural marriage has deep historical and religious roots, seen as a system of support and protection. I set out to understand the rules, the emotions, and the reasons behind this practice. It's a reminder of the world's complexity, far beyond our own cultural assumptions. To understand polygamy in Malaysia, you must look at its roots in Islamic law, Sharia, since Islam is the official religion. For Muslims, family matters are governed by Sharia courts, which allow a man up to 4 wives, but only under strict conditions. The key principle is justice. A husband must treat all wives equally, financially, emotionally, and in companionship. If he can't guarantee fairness, the Quran advises marrying only one. In Malaysia, this principle is enshrined in law. A man must apply to the Sharia court for permission, proving he can support multiple families and that the marriage is just and necessary. Reasons might include the first wife's inability to have children or illness. Existing wives are often consulted, though their consent isn't always required. The process is formal and regulated, designed to prevent abuse and uphold justice. This legal framework balances religious tradition with modern protections. It's a fascinating intersection of faith, culture, and law. Malaysia's system reflects its identity, a modern nation honoring its Islamic heritage. It's a delicate balance between past and present. Malaysia's neighbors offer a patchwork of marriage laws. In Thailand, polygamy is illegal, but wealthy men sometimes have unofficial minor wives with no legal rights. Singapore, like Malaysia, has a dual system. Civil marriages forbid polygamy, but Muslim men may apply for it under strict conditions. Indonesia allows polygamy, but it's harder to get permission. Wives must consent, and courts are strict. Social attitudes, especially among urban women, often oppose the practice. Vietnam and the Philippines have outlawed polygamy, except for Muslim men in the Philippines under a special code. These differences show how each country balances religion, colonial legacies, and modern values. Malaysia's approach is part of this regional conversation, shaped by its unique culture and faith. There's no single Asian way, just a spectrum of solutions. Each nation navigates tradition and modernity in its own way. Malaysia's laws reflect its own path. I met Siti, a second wife in Kelantan, who shared tea and her story. Her husband's first wife couldn't have children, so with her blessing, he married Siti, and now they live as one family. "We are like sisters," Siti said. "My children call her Mummy too." For them, polygamy brought more love, not less. But not all stories are harmonious. A lawyer in Kuala Lumpur told me of women pressured into accepting a second wife, or discovering their husbands remarried in secret. These women often face emotional and financial hardship, feeling the promise of justice was not kept. I also met Rashid, a businessman with 2 wives. One manages the home, the other helps with his business. He insists on fairness, separate homes, equal allowances, and patience. "It's not easy," he said. "You must be fair in your heart, not just your wallet." These stories reveal polygamy in Malaysia is not one experience but a spectrum. For some it's family and happiness, for others, pain and injustice. The reality depends on the people and their choices. Listening to these voices, without judgment, is key to understanding. The law is just the beginning. The lived experiences are far more complex. Polygamy deeply affects families, especially women. Some see it as a social safety net, offering security to widows or divorced women in a society where marriage is valued. But for many, the emotional toll is high. Jealousy, competition, and neglect are common, even with legal safeguards. First wives and their children can suffer financially if resources are stretched thin. For children, polygamy can mean a larger support network, or confusion and rivalry, depending on how adults manage relationships. Many Malaysian women, especially in cities, now oppose polygamy, seeing it as outdated and unfair. Activists push for stricter laws, mandatory consent, and better financial checks. The debate continues. How to balance tradition with women's and children's rights. My journey in Malaysia ends with a sense of awe at the world's complexity. Polygamy isn't simple, it's shaped by culture, faith, and personal stories. The real lesson isn't about judging, but understanding how societies define family and love. Behind every law are real people, stories of harmony, struggle, and resilience. Malaysia's marriage laws reflect its unique identity, balancing tradition and modernity. I urge you, approach unfamiliar topics with curiosity, not judgment. Listen to people's stories, taste their food, and see the world through their eyes. The world is a dazzling kaleidoscope of beliefs and traditions. By seeking understanding, we build bridges of empathy and respect. The journey to understanding is always worth taking. Thank you for joining me.